In an age when only the strongest survived, and only the ruthless triumphed, only one name became a legend. Conan, the Destroyer. In his first adventure, he fought alone.
It is written that a woman child must make a perilous journey. I want you to take her on that journey.
Now, he joins a wizard.
What are they going to do?
Have lunch.
A warrior.
There are 6 of them against her.
1, 2, 3.
A renegade.
I think you're right.
And a princess. Together, they are sent by a treacherous queen across the lands of hostile kingdoms to solve the mystery of an ancient race and seek the power of a phantom city.
You're afraid of magic.
And when it comes from evil,
This will.
come anyway.
The Horn of Dagoth, destroyer of worlds.
The god will live again. Enough talk.
If they cannot seize the horn in time, the world will be plunged into eternal darkness. Grace Jones, Wilt Chamberlain, Mako, Sarah Douglas, and Arnold Schwarzenegger as Conan, the Destroyer. The all-new adventures of the most powerful legend of them all.
Hi, and welcome to Australian Daybill Posters. Today we're linen backing. Conan the Destroyer is a 1984 American epic sword and sorcery film directed by Richard Fleischer from a screenplay by Stanley Mann and a story by Roy Thomas and Jerry Conway. Based on the character Conan the Barbarian created by Robert Howard, it is the sequel to Conan the Barbarian 1982. This 1984 Australian Daybill is in fairly good condition. However, there are signs of acid buildup in the fold lines and around the borders. You'll see this more clearly once the poster is soaked with distilled filtered water. Firstly, we will soak the poster to relax the paper fibers, then apply detergent to clean any dirt and oils from the poster. The film stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and Mako reprising their roles as Conan and Akiro, the Wizard of the Mounds, respectively. The cast also includes Grace Jones, Wilt Chamberlain, Tracy Walter, and Olivia Daybill. Conan the Destroyer was theatrically released in the United States on June 29, 1984, by Universal Pictures. Upon release, the film received generally mixed reviews from critics. It grossed between $26.4 million and $31 million in the United States and Canada and earned theatrical rentals of $30 million worldwide. Now we apply mild detergent. Detergent is used to not only help the poster relax the paper, it also removes any impurities within the paper fibers. Natural dirt and oils and some acid from years of handling and improper storage. Now we start the brushing. This helps with the removal of dirt, oils, and some staining. Never apply too much pressure as this could rip the poster. Always be very gentle with the brushing process. When John Milius, director of Conan the Barbarian, was unavailable, Dino De Laurentiis suggested Richard Fleischer to his daughter Raffaella De Laurentiis, who was producing Conan the Destroyer. Fleischer had already made Barabbas, 1961, and Mandingo, 1975, for Dino De Laurentiis. When brushing over fold lines, always be very gentle. The reason is, Daybill posters were issued folded for easy transportation via postage. Over time, these fold lines tend to slightly indent into the artwork, causing the fold line. The reason we need to be gentle is, as the poster is opened and closed over time, the image tends to slightly separate as the brush passes over the lines. Any slight pressure from the brushing could make the situation even worse. This is why being gentle is paramount to limiting the presence to the fold line. Always thoroughly rinse after each application. We need to remove the detergent before we move on to the next process. We use approximately 10 liters of distilled filtered water per Daybill. Robert Jordan wrote a novelization of the film in 1984 for Tor Books. Once the rinse is completed, we apply a buffering agent. Buffering is a solution we use before deacidification. A buffering agent at pH 6.5 to 7 is used to stabilize the colors. This also helps to remove some acid within the paper fibers before a bleaching agent is applied. Conan the Barbarian made about $40 million at the US box office when it was released in 1982 with an R rating and an additional $50 million in other markets. Because Universal Pictures and producer Dino De Laurentiis thought it would have been even more successful if it had been less violent, they wanted to tone down the violence in the sequel. Conan the Destroyer originally received an R rating like its predecessor, but the film was recut to secure a PG rating. Fleischer delivered a movie that was less violent and somewhat more humorous than the first. Although some scenes of violence have bloody results, the PG-13 rating did not exist until July 1st of that same year. Carlo Rambaldi created the Dagoth monster. Now we start with the bleaching. Bleaching the poster will remove the acid discoloration. This will also lighten the poster color, making the pigmentation of the poster appear brighter and cleaner. It is paramount that all acid is removed to maintain the longevity of the poster. If not removed, the acid left in the paper will continue to develop over time. Also, all bleaching agent needs to be removed. This is done with a vigorous amount of rinsing. To secure a PG rating, Sarah Douglas said several scenes involving her character Queen Taramis were cut, including a sex scene with Conan, Schwarzenegger, her slapping Bombada, Chamberlain, a virgin sacrifice, and the seduction of a statue. You can see the back of the poster is starting to get brighter, as is the border. The acids is slowly being removed. Several applications of bleach is applied. The bleaching agent needs to be removed once the results are achieved. Did you know a third film in the Conan trilogy had been planned for a 1987 release with the title Conan the Conqueror? Arnold Schwarzenegger was committed to the film Predator, and De Laurentiis' contract with the star had expired after his obligation to Red Sonja. His role of Calidor in the film was originally intended to be Conan and Raw Deal, and he was not keen to negotiate a new one. Another application of bleach is applied. Several applications is needed to brighten the pigmentation. Also to remove border staining. After the bleaching, more rinsing is needed to remove the bleaching process. Another application of buffer is applied to neutralize the bleach. All bleaching must be removed before any wheat paste is applied. Always rinse after each application. If not rinsed, the acid left in the paper could and will contribute to the aging process. What is linen backing? Linen backing is a conservation process that preserves and strengthens old, fragile paper items like vintage posters by adhering them to a piece of linen or cotton cloth. It involves using reversible, acid-free adhesives and a layer of pH-neutral rice paper between the poster and the linen to smooth out folds, prevent further degradation, and make it easier to display and frame. This process can also help correct minor damage, such as tears, pinholes, and discoloration. Marvel Comics published a comic book adaptation of the film by writer Michael Fleischer and artist John Buscema in Marvel Super Special number 35 in December of 1984. The adaptation was also available as a 2-issue limited series. Wheat paste and a buffer is applied for adhesive. The buffer helps to prevent acid recurring. An acid-free, fully reversible adhesive is administered.
I don't want to go to work because my boss is a jerk and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life because I don't feel alive and there's nothing that makes me happy.
Thank you for checking out our channel. I'm Ava and the linen backer is Robbie. Come and check out our other videos, like, share, comment, and subscribe. All products used are fully reversible, from canvas, masa paper, wheat paste, watercolored pencils, and markers.
But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it?
Time to clean up any excess wheat paste. Failing to remove any leftover residual on the poster will cause an unpleasant look, flaky, and untidy marks. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you like our content, if you would like to see more.
And this is my game to play to claim a brand new name. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there.
Now that the process has been completed, it's time for some touch-ups. We need to fill in those fold lines. We do this with watercolored pens and pencils. We need to blend in as this poster has a bit of gloss. We build up the color to get it to the right consistency.
But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
Thank you for checking out our video. We hope you're enjoying our channel. Leave a comment, subscribe, and share as this helps to keep uploading content.